Okay, and this video is for 7th grade social studies students and their parents, and it's about connecting and using the McGraw-Hill online textbook. You go to connected.mcgraw-hill.com /connected/login.do. Okay, and so when you log on at this point, you'll be taken to your home page. And okay, when you go to that home page, you're going to see this picture here, which is actually a picture of the 7th grade textbook for social studies. You'll see the login that you used up here in the top right hand corner. So we're going to click here on the textbook, and it's going to take us to the online version of the textbook. Um, Much like the earlier presentation on the Discovery Ed Tech book, you have all the chapters here of the book going all the way down to chapter 14. If you were to choose chapter 7, for example, you then can choose based on the lessons. So if we want to look at lesson 1, it's going to then take us to the first lesson in chapter 7. Now, much like the Discovery Ed tech book, it's got a ton of visual resources, including maps and pictures and primary and secondary resources. It also has video, like the Discovery tech book did as well. One other feature that was similar between the two is the speak to text feature. You can highlight a text, click here on the headphones, and you will get a speak to text up here, and it will read the text to the reader. So if a student enjoys reading the text while it's being read to them as a way to help some reading skills, or in some cases, some students focus and concentrate a little bit more when they have that option. The textbook also has vocab that's identified throughout, and you also have the feature of being able to incorporate some reading strategies, talking about summarizing here. It also points out the state standards that are covered in this particular chapter and section. At the end of each chapter, there is a activities and an assessment that you can use. You can also see under My Assignments and Projects, a teacher can make an assignment, put it on the online textbook. A student can complete it on the online textbook, then share it with the teacher, basically making a paperless grading system. Other features include the skills builder, various skills that students can learn about, how to use what you find on the internet, how to recognize historical perspectives, lots of really good skills to use. Geography skills, critical thinking skills, as you can see. Anytime you want to go back to the home page, you just simply click here on the McGraw-Hill Networks logo. It's going to take you back to the home page. A couple other resources. The maps are incredible. They're very interactive. So, for example, you'll see this map of the Roman Empire. You can adjust the map as they're talking, and then you can come back through and you can, you know, make parameters on the map to identify what you want it to identify. So the maps are very neat, very interactive way to learn. I would suggest you kind of play with the maps. There are also quizzes and tests that are built in. They can be assigned by the teacher, and in some cases, a student can take them on their own if they want to use those as a review. Other resources include the reading or researching and writing skills, the timelines and charts, and of course, plenty of video resources. Another thing that students tend to enjoy using are the graphic organizers and tools under foldables. They also tend to like the graphic novels over different topics that we'll be studying throughout the year. For example, here's a graphic novel on the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, very similar to comic books. Crossword puzzles, games, economic skills, critical thinking skills, and as you can see, a lot of activities to keep students engaged both at home and in the classroom. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this presentation on the McGraw-Hill 7th grade textbook. And you've had an opportunity to watch both the McGraw-Hill and the Discovery Education textbook presentation, or I guess I should say digital textbook or tech book as they like to be called. We'll use both of these resources in 7th grade social studies. A lot of times we'll be using it in class, so having internet access won't be an issue, but sometimes we'll be using it outside of class, and if that does become an issue, students will be able to use one of the 8 computers in the classroom. A lot of times we'll be using this with the flipped lesson model. If you don't know what the flipped lesson model is, I'll be including that video on this week's weekly message. Hope you have a great weekend.